Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another match reaction. Celtic 3, Livingston 0. We're still 9 points clear at the top of the table. Another 3 goals, another win. It's just typical Celtic at the moment. Hello, welcome back. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to try and keep it brief tonight as always for these late night match reactions. It is currently 10:30. I'm just in. I don't want to keep you all up. I don't want to keep myself up. So we'll try and wrap through things very, very quickly tonight, because it was standard procedure for Celtic, wasn't it? A 3-0 victory against Livingston. And as I said in the preview, what used to be a banana peel sort of game, a game where Celtic could slip up and drop points, is long gone. That hoodoo doesn't even deserve to be spoke about anymore. I think every time we approach a Livingston game now, yeah, it's good to be wary of all our opposition. Let's treat them with the respect that, the opposition deserves. But, we don't need to have that same anxiety, I think, that when we play them now, that we used to have, because tonight we made short work of them. The game was over by half time and it was a dominant performance from Celtic. So we're going to try and break it all down. We're going to talk about some individuals in the game, but overall it was one of those ones tonight where there wasn't a bad player in the park. I thought everybody done their job. You'd be very picky if there was any overwhelming negatives. Yeah, of course there was wee moments here and there that kind of stood up, or you may have thought negatively at wee bits, but overall I think you can't have too many complaints from tonight's game. Everything seemed to go well. Team performed well together. We scored 3 goals and kept a clean sheet. What is there to moan about? Very quickly, before we talk about the game, can we talk about the end to the game? I just want to bring this up here and now. What was that with the stewards? I'm assuming we all noticed it. You're only blind. I mean, you can't miss the high-vis vest, but there was about 9,000 of them piling out of the tunnel, the corner on the tunnel. What was that? And it was like they were just getting their steps in. They walked away around to the far end, and then they just went back. I don't know what that was about. I was baffled. I was confused. I've never seen that happen before at Celtic Park. Can anybody offer any explanation? Supporters liaison officer, are you watching? Can we get something? What was that? It was very odd. It was probably the highlight of the second half, in fact. Anyway, let's talk about the football at hand. First half, we absolutely smothered Livingston. They didn't have room to breathe. They didn't really offer much. I mean, they hit the post. They had maybe 1-2 chances at most in that first half, and we'll talk about when they hit the post in a moment, because it was bizarre. Aside from that, we absolutely smothered them. They didn't get room to breathe. We were all over them. We were just right up for it, it seemed, in that first half. And it was one of those performances tonight. We got the job done in the first half, and then the second half, we didn't really need to move. We didn't have to get out of first gear. We just kind of strolled the game from that point on. You could have watched the opening 45 tonight. You could have left at half time, and you wouldn't have missed much. In fact, you could pretty much say you'd have missed nothing. It all really happened in that opening 45. It was good to see a couple of changes in the team. Dyson Maeda got his first start in a couple of games. Matt O'Reilly was back in the starting 11 over Aaron Moy tonight as well. And it was good to see them take their performances and get something from them. Matt O'Reilly picked up an assist. Maeda picked up a goal. So, obviously Ange has a great headache when it comes to team selection. He's got guys that can come in and they can directly influence the goals that we are scoring. They can pick up assists, they can pick up goals. You drop someone who's in the form of their life, like Aaron Moy right now, but you're not losing anything. You're bringing in someone like Matt O'Reilly, who can also put in a great performance, find good passes, get assists. You're swapping out great player for great player, and it's a great position to be in. We spoke about deadline day the other day, and Ange's comments were that he expected the business to be done with the transfers coming in. Michael Nicholson wasn't picking up the phone, and he was very happy with where the squad's been at, and he did say that he thinks this is the strongest the squad has been since he's been manager of Celtic, and you couldn't disagree with him. You would be searching your head and looking through stuff all day to try and find a reason to suggest this isn't the strongest the squad has been since he's been here, and the way that we can switch around and put different players on at different points just shows that, we have a very strong side, and the depth is unbelievable at the moment. There was players tonight on the bench who didn't get on, who could be arguably starting games for Celtic, and that's how good it is. So, I mean, I'm very happy with where we are, but first half, we were all over Livingston. The first goal, of course, courtesy of Greg Taylor. What a strike, by the way, from the left back. Yes, a left back striking it like that. And do you know what? That speaks absolute volumes to me, not just about Greg Taylor's season, but our season. We know how good a season Taylor's had. He's arguably player of the year to this point. He's up there in the conversation. But just in general, Greg Taylor scoring goals like that just shows what this whole team can do and where our goals can come from. They can come from anywhere. And tonight we didn't have to dig deep. We didn't have to fight for the win. We blew them away. We got the win easy. But it just shows you that when you do have those games where it's 0-0 with 10 minutes to go, or it's a tight game and you're looking for something, you're looking for a moment of inspiration, it can come from anywhere in this team. It can come from Greg Taylor. It can come from your striker. It can come from anywhere. We can score goals. We can score great goals. And that strike tonight from Greg Taylor was absolutely tremendous. We had a few good opportunities leading up to that. We probably should have had maybe 2 or 3 before Greg Taylor even scored tonight. We were unlucky. A couple of shots from range, a couple of great balls put in for, Kyogo and Jota, Abada that they just couldn't get on the end of as well. We really could have had more goals in that first half. I think the only problem that I had with the first half performance was the fact that we played so many balls into the box that were hitting the runway. They were overshooting the runway, sorry. They were just going by the intended target. And with maybe a little bit more control on the passes and a little more thinking, we could have definitely finished more of them off tonight. But Greg Taylor got the first. It was a tremendous finish. And what a season he's having. The second goal was, I've seen people already dub it on Twitter, the most Dyson Maeda goal that you could ever expect, and I can't disagree with it. It is the most Dyson Maeda goal I've ever seen. I think he's actually scored 1 or 2 like that before, hasn't he, where he's just been standing and the ball hits off him and goes in. It is a bit lucky. Sometimes you need a slice of luck for the ball to hit the back of the net. You know what Celtic's like. We create so many great chances that don't have the luck and they'll go over the bar or go wide, they hit the post. Sometimes you deserve that, and we deserved that one tonight. Maeda deserved that one tonight, so it's nice to see him stat pad a little bit with what was probably the most unaware he's ever been in his life when scoring a goal. But, a goal's a goal. I'm not going to complain. We worked hard to build towards it, I mean, it didn't just come out of nowhere. We did play well in the lead up to the goal. It just happened to be standing in the right place at the right time. I am not complaining of how we score our goals. As long as we score the goals, that's all that matters to me. And can I sit here and be brutally honest with you? Brutally honest. I missed the third goal. The best goal. And one of the best goals you'll probably see all season. It was marvellous. It was fantastic. I missed it. And it must be it's the first goal I can remember missing in a stadium in years. I could not tell you the last time. The only one that stands out in my head, I remember missing Aidan McGeady score a goal. That shows you how long it was. Aidan McGeady, I remember being at the kiosk when he scored. Tonight I was at the kiosk again. I thought to myself, 2-0 up, 5 minutes to go. I think it'll end 2-0 end the half. I never do it. I never go down the stairs early because I'm para missing goals. I hate missing goals. Tonight I missed one. I missed a cracker at that. Kyogo made it free. His 21st goal of the season. We are 24 games into the league campaign and Kyogo has scored 21 goals. Tremendous. And that goal tonight is one of the best he'll probably score all season. It was a brilliant pass from Matt O'Reilly, a brilliant run from Kyogo, and he finishes it so well. Some people accuse Kyogo of not being composed sometimes and maybe being a little rash, and that's how he misses some big chances. That shows you the type of composure he does have, and we know he has composure. You can take your mind back to Hibs in the Cup final last year, or any other goal that has been scored with just a great sense of patience and quality and talent. But that tonight shows you the composure he has got and the ability he's got to finish off chances like that. He does so well. I was gutted that I was at the kiosk getting served while it hit the back of the net. I think it might have got checked on the VAR by the sounds of things, but all I've seen back is the actual goal itself. So I don't know if it went to VAR. I hate sitting here being unsure about it. But it was a really good goal. And he's just on fire at the moment. What else is there to be said about Kyogo that I haven't said in every single match review recently? Because he's just scoring goal after goal, and he's been on the score sheet basically every game since the return of the World Cup. And if he hasn't been, he's been close to being on it as well. His form is brilliant at the moment. We need to keep that going. He needs to keep that going. We scare when he went down earlier in the game tonight. Just none of that, please. Just stay fit, stay scoring, and you've got a side that are going to run away with the league title. The only other thing that we could talk about in the first half that I wanted to bring up was the Starfelt moment, which led to Livingston hitting the post. Really dodgy, wasn't it? And that's the thing. Starfelt, I rarely see him Sometimes he has a wee mistake in him, and like it can be a bit jailbait, as we all know. But that was weird tonight, because usually he's so good at judging the ball coming to him and clearing it and using his head or whatnot. I don't know what gets in his head at that moment in time, but we got let off. We're lucky the post was there to save us, because Joe Hart wasn't getting to it, and just one of the wee bomb scare moments that I hope doesn't spark a bigger conversation about him, because we know he's good enough. Ange spoke about his importance during the week, how pivotal he is to the success of this side, and him and Vickers together are unbelievably good. So I'm not worried about that wee moment tonight. They're the kind of things you don't want to see happen, but we manage it well. It doesn't affect the rest of his game. He's very headstrong, Starfelt, and that's a good thing about him, because there's been defenders that we've had in the past that would create more problems off the back of. That didn't happen with him tonight, or really any game. Second half, what is there really to say? Should I even waste my time talking about the second half? There wasn't much to talk about. It was pretty typical of Celtic to control the ball, create the majority of chances, and just see the game out. I was hoping that we'd add more. It would have been nice to get more goals. Well, of course, we've seen O come on the park. I'd have loved if he got a Celtic Park debut goal, for example, but it wasn't to be tonight. And, you know, we're just seen out the game and seen out the win, and that's the most important thing. So I'm not going to complain. I've not got any quarrels. I'm just happy that we move on, still 9 points clear at the top of the table, when you know Livingston can be a tough game. As for Ange Postecoglou, what did he say about the game tonight? Well, his comments were, we started the game really well. We knew we would have a lot of possession, but it was what we did with it, and I thought we were always probing and asking questions. Second half, Livingston didn't really open up, so it wasn't like we were going to get bags of chances. I still thought we controlled it well. We just never got the goal. So there you go. There's the manager's comments. There's all my thoughts to the game tonight. Roll on St Johnstone next, isn't it? Roll on that at the weekend, and hopefully we continue our very good run of form in the league at the moment, and we just, you know, keep marching towards what should be a league title for Celtic, hopefully. But there's still work to be done, and we'll wait until it's all done until we start singing. Anyway, right, there you go. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.